Welcome back to the Pairacast. Your boy Shag Nasty. Over here we got
J-Lo.
We have a guest with us today.
I'm Rory of Phantasmatx.
And we are at the Old Park Hotel. This is the first actual paranormal investigation podcast. Right?
Yep.
I don't think we didn't do one at Earthman's.
No.
Yeah, so this is it, man. And what we want to talk about is what we've experienced thus far. We're doing 2 nights here. What we've experienced, what our plans are, experiments and stuff we're going to do for later on. We're going to start with all the crazy shit that John, Mr. J-Lo, experienced. Take it away, J-Lo.
It's a long list, so nothing happened to me. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Yeah. See you in the next video. Yeah. Honestly, the first night was relatively quiet for this place, for me as well. But also, I'd like to point out we have various toys around us, and this is for the audio-only listeners. We have 3 Ovuluses. Ovoluses?
One Ovulus X, one of the originals.
The OG, set for phonetic, or it is phonetic, that's all it does. I have mine, also set for phonetic, and you've got...
Mine right in front of me, just regular Ovulus 5.
What do you got it set on, though?
The regular.
The regular...
dictionary.
The dictionary thing? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. We've got the dead bell in the center, got a Paralight, and the WTF meter. So we'll see. We are currently in what we call the Ouija board table room, because everything underneath us here, this table is a giant Ouija board. Super freaking huge. The dead bell is sitting on top of a massive planchette.
Planchette, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So back to night 1. I would have to say, well, Rory, you go first and tell us what, you felt, any experiences that stood out to you of night 1.
So I was here years ago with Shaggy, probably 2023, and it was very active, very strange feeling. So I was a little skeptical coming here today of how creepy it was going to be, and it actually is not as intense as it was last time. Mm-hmm. Couple moments like the middle door we were talking about right upstairs. Yeah. I was feeling a lot of different energy, like a dread feeling. But a lot of the hot spots that I remember from last time were not as creepy or active. I mean, the place is still scary to walk around by yourself, but yeah, it's not as much the feelings that I get. So
it's one of the places that I always say it messes with me in a way most places can't, where I'll still do solo sessions, but I just don't like it. Yeah. I haven't felt that way so far, I'd also like to point out that in the hallway we have the music box, so hopefully we'll hear that go off. And upstairs, and this is the first thing I want to talk about, and I'll just backpedal, but the first thing I want to talk about is what just fucking happened before we started. Upstairs, not quite above us, a little further towards the front of the building, where the door, for those who've been here, where the door that separates the front and the back half of the building in the upstairs hallway, I set a motion sensor. And if you've watched any of our videos, you'll know it's that same crazy-ass motion sensor from the 1899 Bolton Street house. I set it, I got away from it, I did not trigger it, and I got to the staircase, which was several feet away. If I was going to trigger it, it would have already done so. As I approached the steps, I think I actually got 1 foot on that first step. It went off.
A good 20 feet away.
At least. And I turned around, and I was like, okay. And I got Chad right now. He's going to get that footage from this event from his security cameras. I waited till it stopped, and then I said, okay, if that was you, can you do it again? It immediately went off. And while it was still going off, I said, okay, can you stop it? And it stopped immediately, like on command. And the first time when it got triggered, it went longer than it did when I asked it to stop. So remembering how long it had gone, I wanted to stop it sooner than that if it would do it, so I would know it wasn't on some kind of a loop or a pattern. And it did. It stopped instantly. I don't have an answer for that. There's no reason why it should have went off. So, and that whole area, what was that?
Truck.
Background noise, you might hear some of that. that whole area upstairs was pretty, if we had to pick at least an area that was somewhat active on night one, it was definitely
that strip, yeah.
Which would lead me to the second thing I experienced or wanted to talk about was that motion sensor light. Again, what is with that spot and motion sensor stuff? He has a motion activated light because at that door that divides the two sections of the hallway, there's 2 steps down. And when it's dark, you need a light or your ass is going down. So
I almost did yesterday.
So you sometimes it has a very delayed reaction where you step on it and it doesn't come on. Like I think one time you were downstairs and away before it came on. I had one time where it didn't go off at all. I went all the way upstairs and it never went off. But this time, that's all delayed reaction shit. This, I didn't even trigger it yet. I wasn't even near it. I was telling the camera, we're going to go downstairs, we're going to do some stuff. I'm going to close the door, see if something will open it for us. And before I got a chance to really get started, it went off behind me. And there's no reason that it should have went off. When it went back off, when it reset, I waved my arms, jumped up and down, was breakdancing, doing all kinds of shit. It didn't go back on. So I don't have an answer for that. Again, you know how we operate. We're not going to say any of this stuff is definitively proof positive of the paranormal, but it was odd anomalies that shouldn't have been that I don't have an explanation for. Other than that, did you have any anything that comes to mind? Like, okay, what about the Estes session where we put Rory in the casket and we did get some interesting responses there, like
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
For some reason, Paul Wall kept coming through. The people's champ. For some reason, because that was the thing. Night one, we were here on May 4th, which was the same day, over 100 years ago.
107, yeah.
107 years ago. What happened on that day, Mr. J-Lo?
She accidentally shot herself.
Was that what happened? Wilma?
Well, I think it was. If I understood the way he said it, somebody else had some kind of. I don't think he called it a starter pistol, but it was some kind of. It wasn't like a real gun, but it had some kind of projectile, and she pulled the trigger, and it shot this little 6-year-old girl, Wilma, right in the eye or right around the head, blew the back of her head off, and she died instantly at the foot of the stairs, right, or just around the corner from the foot of the stairs, and that happened on May 4th, 107. You said 107 years ago.
Yeah.
We just happened to be here on the day that it happened.
I think he said 1919 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying heavily to interact with her because this was a special day, and you did have a couple of female, young girl responses, but nothing definitive for Wilma.
That was Wilma, yeah.
Nothing that was associated with the event, but for some reason, our boy Paul kept cutting in.
Five, 6 times, easily.
And he was talking some smack. He talked about kill us or kill them, I think he said. There were several aggressive, things that it was said, and then when I would challenge him on it, he would back off. Like he said, "I won't tell" or something like that. He would talk some shit, and then he would back off, and it was just, I don't know. And then he would disappear, and I would, let's rein it in. Let's get back to what stay on target. And I'd go right back to Wilma, and then here comes Paul busting it again. Paul, dude.
I think it was a good 15, 20 minutes too, and it was Paul 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah, and I asked Chad about it, and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know Paul.
And besides feeling a little bit of, almost like a spider web feeling inside the casket, which I was worried about because I thought that was maybe actually spiders. But I also felt my leg get grabbed, or not really grabbed, but a good touch when I first got in. And then y'all told me when I got out of the Estes session, the bell went off a couple times. Somewhere in the building.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing. Where at first we were a little confused about that because I could have swore it sounded like it was coming from above us. So I assumed it was the dead bell.
Yeah. Until
I went looking for it and realized the dead bell wasn't upstairs. But your bell, which is a physical bell.
Old school bell,
was. So now I'm like, okay, you know. And wouldn't it have been sweet if we found the dead bell and it was turned off? That would have been awesome.
Even better, yeah.
Unfortunately, it was still left on, and it was in the Psychomanthium room, which is further towards the front of the building, but downstairs with us.
Which it could have went off in there.
That's what I'm theorizing it did, because even when we tested it there and we tested your bell up there, the way the sound carries. Yeah, I couldn't say for sure. I know in the moment I thought it was coming from upstairs, but I also thought my bell was upstairs.
Yeah.
But then again, your bell was upstairs.
Because you had left it along the wall and then it wasn't there.
What I know, confirms it for me that it was the dead bell in the Psychomanthium and not the physical bell, is your digital recorder didn't capture it.
True.
Had your digital recorder captured a bell up there, then I would have been like, shit, that bell finally went off, dude, and that would have been crazy.
Still has never gone off.
Because imagine the energy it would take to push that physical bell. So, I don't know. But one thing we did forget that happened almost immediately during the session, that was the most, realist anomaly sound, was a knock. I'm out. See, he's filming like right towards the casket where you are, so he can get what you say and then relay it to me, so I can continue asking questions. I'm looking down the hallway towards the front of the building, and there was a knock that came from somewhere in that direction, which, oddly enough, could have very well been in the area of the Psychomanthium where the dead bell was. That did go off a couple times. I don't know. It was weird, but that was a pretty good session. I know there's more relevant. We got more responses that I can't just remember right offhand.
It's one of those things where when you leave an investigation, your mind goes to all those little things that happen, and it all adds up. So,
like, you just don't remember what happened.
It blinks like
it did?
A light or something. Yeah.
The Paralight just jumped? Okay. Question: who's got cell phones on them?
I have one on me.
I have one on me.
Did you get a text or anything like
No.
that? Okay.
Oh.
See, that's what I've said about the Yep. That's wild.
Can you make the lights dance?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
You sure can.
And the screen's off.
And the screen's off. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's still going.
So
now it's opposite.
So that's why, So cell phones will do that to the Paralight, do that to K2 meters. I've even had it do it to REM pods.
Well, look at this. Screen up. I'm going down. Okay, well, let's do it again.
What did I say?
Value.
So
is that because the screen's on?
I guess so. I guess it takes a minute. See, now it's not.
Yeah, see, it just, I don't know. But clearly the cell phone was setting it off.
Yeah, because it was moving with.
It was moving with, So,
that's what it was. I got 2 missed calls because I get those spam calls.
That's why I was asking you. Yeah.
My phone doesn't alert me for those.
Debunked.
Well, and if anybody's around us at any time, you try to turn off this bell right here in between us.
Yeah, that would be nice. You can say stuff through the other devices. So if the Paralight goes off, we're going to question that because of the cell phones.
Yeah, so if it goes off, like for me, I'd have to check my phone because I don't get alerted for the scam calls. Unrecognized number on my phone don't ring.
Damn scam calls. Yeah, scam likely. That boy Scam likely be calling me a lot too. I don't like it. So, okay, is there anything else y'all can think of that happened on night 1 that we want to talk about? I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was something else, but it was an extremely quiet night actually. And honestly, as many times as I've been here, it was surprisingly quiet.
One of the quietest, definitely.
Yeah. And we stayed up. I mean, we stayed at it till, we were sitting in there in the kitchen still talking at like 4:15.
I don't think we laid down until almost 6.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that was good. I mean, we put in
no
work.
witching hour spike or anything.
We took turns at one point during break time, watching the monitors, and nothing happened there. Oh, I know what it was. Derp. One of the last things we did, well, all right. Can you do that again for me right now? See?
Does that physically move, like the top part, or is it just some wind up?
No, I think it does physically move, but I think so.
I think it's EMF that.
Like this top.
Yeah, that will actually, Dave, you press that.
I think it's probably something inside with the EMF.
It could be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that type of thing, but it's definitely EMF related. Okay, but when it does that, just a random whatever, and then I can't get nothing else, I don't know. Did you just get a...
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm checking.
I mean,
yeah.
but it still went up, yeah.
I'm thinking for that.
Test it on the bell. I don't think... We tried that already. That's right. The cell phone won't set the bell off.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay. But what we did was we tried the solo session idea that you had. The, what did you call it? The guided solo session where...
Yeah, well, we Bluetooth from the cell phone call using a speaker, so the person doing the solo session, they have the speaker somewhere, so the other person or persons on the other side can guide the solo session. Hey, go here, do this.
Yeah.
While we watched on the camera.
While we watched on the camera, and we could hear, because of the Bluetooth speaker and everything, where you were, and we watched you through the monitors, and we would tell you what rooms to go into and what to do and these kind of things. You did a session and didn't really feel anything. Nothing really happened. And then I did one and didn't really feel anything and nothing really happened. That we're aware of. I mean, we still were going to have to go through all the footage.
Now, if we didn't have monitors, I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's see. How would we do that? I guess basically you would just have to tell the person, just
blindly.
Yeah, just tell them, go to this room. And you're like, well, where is that room? I don't know. Good luck. Go fish. You walk around till you find it. That's what you have to do.
You find out on the footage if they lied or not.
Yeah.
If they actually went there.
And then you let us know once you get to that room, and then we say, okay, now that you're in there. And so the people doing it would have to remember what's in the room as well to guide the person on what to do. So that would be a fun little experiment for everybody involved there. But the only thing I think I felt at all was dizzy when I...
Oh, yeah.
Spun in the chair.
Before that, though. Or was this... No, that was a different time. We were in a couple times I felt equilibrium was off, I was like... But that could have just been because it was dark and I was, I don't know.
Oh, well, Chad was telling us about the upstairs John's room. And... the Ovulus started saying some relevant things about a heart attack. He was talking about John beating up the son or something, throwing him out of the chair.
Yep.
And it brought up son, and then said chest, and then also I started feeling something on the right side of my chest.
It was SON, son?
Yeah, it was son.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, that's another one. I didn't even catch that one in the moment. I can tell you that of all of the shit talking on the Ovulus that I've done, and there have been times where we got good, relevant stuff that I can't, I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Like the time at Old Gonzales Pioneer Village when they both, mine and yours, said troop at the exact same time. That's weird. I don't know.
Oh, last night we were talking about that story,
that's right.
and Shaggy and I were trying to remember what the word was that the Ovulus said.
Yep.
And this was while Chad was giving us a walkthrough last night. And kid you not, I was looking at my Ovulus and all of a sudden it just says troop, and I was like, "That's the word it said." It was troop.
Ovulus.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I trust the Ovulus a little more than Shaggy does, but I'm still reluctant.
But I will say, in all of my doubts of it, night one, thank you.
I saw that it got pulled in. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, so I think it does actually.
I don't know. So I was looking at it too, and I
couldn't see it.
I think the sound made me blink.
Yeah, so you can't tell whether it's on or not. But that moment on night one, after Chad, so this was right at the beginning where Chad was walking and giving history and everything. That Ovulus, your Ovulus spit out a good 5, 6, maybe 7 back-to-back relevant responses.
With what we were talking about.
With what we were talking about, to the room, to what occurred, all of it. That was weird because
it's
I'm not
always
used to
right
that.
by those few rooms too, towards the back. The Ovulus, like I said earlier, I was walking up there and it said, reveal assault near, and I was standing right by the room that we've heard stories of someone being assaulted in there. So
I'm just used to the Ovulus spitting out, a word, and you can be like, well, that could mean this, and a lot of times we'll joke and
guide it,
just for funsies. But that was different. That was back to back to back to back words that didn't have to be guided. These was relevant. The chest, the sun.
What was it that when I was inside the coffin, there was something that I said, and then when I got out, it was on the ovulus on the casket. Magic. Maybe it was that. Yeah,
you did. That's right. You said something about magic, and then when you got out, you looked.
That was one of the first words I saw when I got out, and I was like, oh.
Magic. And I was like, dude, you said that when you were in there.
Yeah. So weird little things like that, but that's how the paranormal works, right.
So again, for someone who doesn't do this, they're going to be like,
blown away.
Y'all said nothing happened, and that was a light. Yeah, that was still a very light night. So, all that stuff that happened, still a very light night. So, now let's talk about what our plans are for night number 2.
And also, I have a theory that sometimes Sundays are kind of quiet with spirits. I feel like a lot of times Sundays are kind of just not maybe because of the whole religion thing. Sunday church.
Now that's interesting. I hadn't even thought about that before.
They're in Parachurch.
Maybe.
Parachurch.
They're doing their weekly deed.
But they're still, they're still representing on the wrong day though, because the Sabbath is actually Saturday.
True.
Sunday was a sun worship day, so it's kind of weird that all churches switched over to that. But
I guess you figured mechanics are closed, ghosts are off of paranormal jobs.
Is that what it is? What?
Else.
Else? Huh. Something else he wants us to talk about. We're reaching. That's how we normally do it.
Or what else?
What else?
Tonight we were talking about doing a few experiments that we haven't done before.
One in particular I'm super excited about is we're going to play... Thank you. We're going to play...
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Ding dong.
Ding dong bitch.
We'll all take turns ringing the doorbell out front and running off. No, we're going to play hide and go seek. And this is going to be crazy. I have several different ideas on how to play. Like Chad brought up the hide and clap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how we would play that, because from the Conjuring movie, that's a thing where they literally blindfolded themselves, and the person having to do the hunting is blindfolded and walking around, bumping into shit.
I don't know if that will work here.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to walk right over to them stairs and go, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do. So, no, I don't think that's going to work. But I did have the idea of, but again, we were supposed to have more people here, Damien.
True.
Woo, shots fired. But the idea was we do a couple different versions, like classic hide and go seek, where one person, and I think we decided the only way this is going to work is the person hunting has to step outside, so you can't hear where people are running off to, because you might
everything creaks. Yeah,
you might even be able to hear standing outside.
Yeah,
we'll see how loud it is. But one person waits to hunt, everybody else goes and hides. We give it, like we do. I mean, we can do the count to 20, 30, just like we did when we were kids. The person comes in and hunts them down. Now, there's a couple. I was thinking about this the other day. We were talking about doing it where, and again, now it's just 3 of us. We could do this where the 2 hiders have modded cameras with an infrared light. The hunter is going to have a non-modded camera with a regular white light, so they won't be able to see their infrared light on their camera. Exactly. I'm glad you. That's the most this thing's gone off this entire time.
Is it a wind-up thing?
Is it random? Is it on timer? No, it's literally, from what I understand, triggered by EMF.
Yeah.
So if we had a K2 meter sitting beside it, it should have also jumped just now.
Well, that's what that is.
Put this guy over here. Yeah. That is supposed to be detecting EMF. So I don't know.
So is that right?
When you no, this is a static meter. The WTF meter, it detects like static, totally different type of thing, which is weird. Yeah, I mean, I've tried that too, like dragging your feet on the carpet, in the socks and stuff.
That's an old school one too.
That's how it's supposed to do, but I don't know. All I know is that WTF meter hardly ever goes off. It's very weird. But I would say the same thing about the Paralight, unless someone brings their phone out, then it goes off. But where was I? What were we saying?
I can see.
Modded
cameras.
But so that's one way we can do it. But the person that's hunting with a big-ass bright white light, they're going to see the person pretty quickly. So we could also do a version where the hiders just don't have a camera at all. And or they do have a camera and they don't have their infrared light on. But as soon as the infrared light gets close, their camera would see it. You know what I mean? But the hunter, because I'm trying to find a way to make it a little spookier for the hunter also. But as you're, like say, if you're hunting and you got the modded camera and you're creeping around in the dark, we've also got modded cameras, but the light's not on. And we just stay hidden. So the footage will be nothing for us at that moment. But as soon as you start getting closer to us, we'll see you, that the camera will pick that up. So there's several different ways we could do it. We could also do, there's only 3 of us here, so I don't know how well that would work. The idea of classic manhunt style too, where it's the opposite of the other way. So in other words, one person goes and hides, and the 2 of y'all go hunt that person down. We can still do it that way,
Yeah.
And y'all can split up, and y'all can stay together. And the whole idea behind this is to do something out of the box, something different, something crazy, and how often do people play games like that? And most of them, when they're doing something out of the box, they're like, we're going to watch a horror movie at a haunted house, which is cool and all. I mean, something may happen, but this is going to be way more interactive. Because if you're hiding somewhere in the dark, waiting for someone to, come find you, right, you might get touched by something else. Something else may decide, hey, I want to play.
Because it's a haunted attraction where people are here all the time, so maybe ghosts don't want to interact with people asking the same shit.
Exactly.
Doing the same shit.
It's something different, And if it is true that there's a lot of children spirits, which again, I'm not a believer in ghosts in the traditional sense, but let's just say, for the sake of discussion, there are child spirits here. They might really want to play, because how often do adults come into these places and want to play games with them like that? And we can say, that was another thing I forgot to add. I wanted to say we would speak that out to the hotel and say, hey, we're going to play hide and go seek. We would love it if y'all joined in and played with us.
True.
And just see what happens. Can't hurt. Can't be any quieter than last night. That's for damn sure.
True.
So,
or we could all hide and then see if we get found.
Ooh, yeah, that's...
But then I don't know how to end that.
You would have to...
Scream bloody murder when you get touched?
Well, that's another aspect of it, though. We're playing a game, but if something paranormal or something anomalous happens, you scream out and say, something just happened, and then we'll put the game on pause and we'll investigate.
Yeah.
And then if it leads somewhere, we follow where it leads. If it doesn't, it dies down almost immediately. We go right back to the game, even if we've got to start over.
Yeah.
Completely start over because that game would be over basically. So that's an idea.
Yeah.
We had some other experimental ideas that we wanted to try. Is there anything that stood out?
I was going to say, the problem with hiding with the cameras is the screen is going to put out light.
Oh, that's
even
another good
if
point.
the other camera can't see the infrared, there's going to be...
Well, there are little lights everywhere in a way, like candles.
But you're going to go into a dark spot.
Yeah, you're going to be trying to... Okay, so we can go back to what my original idea was. The hiders don't have any cameras.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe a recorder or something.
It's not great footage to try to edit for something, but again, it'll be fine. We'll make something. They've also got the security cameras we could blend in, but the hope is that something happens, and if it happens to a person without a camera, okay, so be it. But you can still call out and say what it is. I felt this. Yeah. I heard that. I saw this. Whatever it is, and it'll be what it is.
I mean, you can take the camera with you until you find a hiding spot. Then stop the recording, turn it off.
Yeah.
And that could be edited into the video.
That's true too. Yeah, there's various ways we could do it. I guess we're still kind of workshopping how exactly we're gonna.
We're trying to wake up the place.
Yeah, there's only 2 people to find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I also know we talked about doing some experiments that involve the monitor system in there. They have a room they call the fear room, which is where where the old owner used to store all the Halloween decoration stuff for when they made this Halloween attraction for Halloween, and they cleaned it up, left a handful of the animatronic things in there, and it's all painted black. There's a creepy red light. So what is this, like something? What's your favorite scary movie or something?
Like that.
And they right underneath it, they've got the Scream character, which, by the way, I had forgotten that, because I had asked at one point, where's my favorite redhead mannequin? Well, she's hot. And my girl, where's she at? Well, she's under there. World? She was my world. And I'd flirt with her every time I come over. Well,
I don't remember this redhead one.
Yeah, because she was downstairs in the room with the Psychomanthium in the corner. Remember, I went up to her and I was talking dirty and playing around. I did some videos.
I found the one that I liked. It's the one that's like just half a body, but it has the head, and I liked that one a lot last time I was here.
Well, when I went in there and I was filming for B-roll, I just happened to notice in the camera that the Scream, with the one with the Scream mask, had a nice set of boobs on her. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, that's right. Red's back here.
Not the twerking demon girl on the ground.
Oh, no. Miss Kadunkadunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different one. But, so the person can be in that chair, and we can do Estes in there, and we can watch from the cameras. And now he showed us how, because cameras also have audio, you just have to have it on full screen, not multi-screen. So we'll do different experiments where we can sit in the control room. Another one we wanted to do is to take Parabuddy. We're bringing him out of retirement, dusting him off. We're going to put him in the little kids' room with all the dolls, put some toys and stuff like that, and try to elicit something from the control room, a truck or something, to interact with Parabuddy in that doll room. Because there's supposed to be a handful of haunted dolls in there. So we'll see if anything happens there. Eight to be exact.
Yeah.
That's a big handful.
Well, 8 is enough. Come out of here. That's an old school reference. But, oh, you like that one, huh?
It's a 70s ghost.
Yeah. There was definitely some other things we talked about. We've got, I know another thing we wanted to do. We wanted to mess around with the
torso.
Oh, yeah, the torso. A nice set of boobs on that one, too. What the heck did he call it? I wonder, because I kept calling it Room Pod. Geek Pod. His custom-built square yellow and black.
It's pretty cute.
Awesome. They are. That's where you were still asleep and he was telling us about them. They are made with aviation components, so they don't have to be.
They're not interfered by normal radio.
Emergency radio stuff, because like he said, all the rest of these, whenever
emergency calls go out,
like if there's an officer down, if there's something like that, they'll commandeer the waves. Your ghost box will get that. They'll set off REM pods. They'll do all that.
But I was wondering, why wouldn't you hear that on a regular radio? Like, let's say you're listening to music. How come it doesn't interrupt that?
That's what he's saying, that it would.
Oh, okay.
If you're in the vicinity of it going down. So, and we know how many times were there cops out front of this building last night? Like 8 times, something like that?
Yeah.
8.
There was 8 times?
That's what he said.
He said it. I only thought it was like twice.
Well, we saw it twice.
Yeah, but he said it was many times. Yeah, I think he did say 8.
He said 8, actually. That's weird.
It's because I'm here.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is 8 your number?
No, you don't belong in this town.
They keep coming by because you... Dang, J-Lo.
Brown, he's going down.
Going downtown. Oh, God. But the thing about his Geek Pod is that it's not interfered with any of that. So what he does, he says you use it in tandem with a regular K2 meter, because if it's natural, then the K2 meter will also be triggered. If it's only the Geek Pod, then that means something had to interact with the antenna, and it's not from misidentified natural phenomenon.
Ultra geek stuff.
Yep. Very nerdy stuff. I love it. So we'll play around with those. The man, Chad the Man, fixed my ghost box, but I don't even know what it's called actually.
So what's wrong with it?
It had a bad panel or something.
No. I heard the word. receptor,
something like that. Yeah, it was because at first when he opened it, he cracked her open. There was a cable that was loose, and he said, "Oh, this is it." So he soldered it back on. It still didn't work. So he was like, So he started doing resistor. I think is what he started doing research.
I'm not a tech guy.
Start checking. The guy that built it didn't like label all the stuff, so he had to sit there and check everything. I was like, oh my god, dude. I felt bad because I was hoping it was just something quick and easy, but he said no. He's like, I love a mystery. He loved it, so he got in there and got it working. And he said it was that cable was loose and had to be reattached, but the thing that was actually causing the problem was a resistor or something like that had been blown. Now, this is where it gets interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because I asked, could it have happened if it was dropped? Because I don't remember dropping it, but I drop stuff.
Is it rechargeable or?
No, it takes 9 volt. And he said 9 volt is not powerful enough to blow this
it
thing
out. Yeah.
What about a 9 volt lithium?
Oh, fuck. I didn't ask him that. Because I did run lithiums in it. I sure as fuck did. Because I wanted
Do you think a lithium blew it?
Lithiums maintain their voltage all the way until they're dead.
Oh, okay.
Regular batteries, the voltage gradually
Gets
drops.
weaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I might
And
ask
you don't
him
want
about
to
that.
use lithiums in old electronics.
Okay.
Old style, yeah. We found out the hard way. Do not put lithiums in your old
No.
digital recorders.
Yeah.
They will fuck
The
up
batteries
your
last
recorder.
forever.
Yeah. Yep. I've lost
I didn't know
a
that.
couple because we found out the hard way. But
That's okay. It was a couple. You have
Yeah.
like 40.
Yeah. So
recorders.
I got to the point where I stopped using lithiums in pretty much anything other than flashlights and the cameras.
Huh.
Yeah.
I
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So I don't trust it in a lot of these toys. Now I use lithiums in this guy, the little WTF meter.
It's a modern.
Yeah. Never had any issues with that. But that ghost box thing, I would assume was all modern components as well, but I don't know. Is that yes or no? I don't know what that means. That's right. You're supposed to do it twice for no, once for yes. So you're saying yes to that? Thank you. So I don't know, but that's a good question because other than if he says no, that still wouldn't have blown this whatever it is resistor transistor.
I think it was
transvestite.
resistor.
If it was a resistor, yeah, it can blow resistors.
Okay.
That's probably what happened to your digital recorders.
That probably is. So that could have explained it, but not knowing that information, he says, a 9 volt, not regular 9 volt couldn't have done that, and he said it's possible that it got a surge from
Spirit.
Paranormal things. Like, I'm getting responses. What?
In.
All right. It went
in.
Yeah. It went in and blew
it
the
out.
resistor or whatever. But it's funny because...
I like to blow my resistor.
You can blow my resistor, baby. It's funny because if that would have been the case... Well, honestly, I would think if it had been either one of those things, a 9 volt lithium or a ghost... Thank you. Oh, so you're saying it was a ghost. Ding it again if it was a ghost. Right now.
How about now?
Well, thank you.
Not that it happened
About
here,
now.
but...
Let's just keep saying now until it goes off, and then we can be like, oh my god, dude, we'll edit it. So there's like, because that's how they do it. God damn it.
Has this said anything?
This has said nothing.
What the...
I got it on phonetic, though. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But all I remember is it worked the last time I used it, and then whenever I went to test it to get ready for the next investigation, which could have been months later, I have no idea, I turned it on, and it just did nothing but stare at me with a blue light. And I was like, what? Damn it. Because that was like my favorite ghost box for a while. I was using it all the time. And, it's like every other ghost box. Sometimes it does absolutely nothing, and sometimes you're like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like at, so I brought up a couple of things from Miss Molly's hotel. It said a lot of shit at Miss Molly's. I forgot because later on, we did a big group session because as it turned out, a bunch of people that were there, that were in the rooms, were into paranormal stuff. All right. But this thing, see, the paralight's not jumping at all. So,
and I think that thing's not very sensitive at all. Like, it takes a lot for that thing to go.
which one?
This thing.
Yeah. But the dead bell is on the literal. If all you do is just turn it on,
I think I barely turned it.
Yeah, then it's on its lowest setting.
Every investigation, there's always some equipment that they decide they want to use, or what's been happening a lot over the past couple of years is that we'll be making a joke about how something doesn't get used, and then it does.
And then it does.
Yeah.
Oh, now that has happened a couple of times.
Gonzalez Village.
Yeah.
We're talking about the REM
Mel,
pod.
Mel Remy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. But, so, yeah, I don't know what would have caused that to happen. Because either way...
The blown resistor?
Yeah, I don't know. But I got to ask him about the lithium. And maybe it could have just... when I turned it off, it blew it out, and I didn't find out until I turned it back on. Because that must have been what happened. Because I did leave the batteries in it because I was using lithium. I was like, lithium ding. I was like, all right. So you like lithium batteries? It's weird that it keeps going, but it's just like randomly. We got a wave of BMF just wafting through here. I mean, what the hell's going on? If that's you, and are you trying to get our attention? Ding it once for yes right now. Okay. If you're wanting us to leave, ding it twice back to back for no. Well, that's confusing. If you want us to leave, ding it twice back to back right now.
Has it ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
Like ding ding.
Mm-hmm. It's done it where it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I remember Bolton House. It was like bing, 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 bing,
Oh,
bing.
that was
in Sixth Realm too.
Sixth Realm House.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing it. It did.
Bolton did. I remember we had it like out in that hallway, and we were in the room next to the seance room, and it kept going off in the hallway a few times. But it's weird when that thing starts going off a lot in a row.
Yeah, I mean, like I see it on other people's videos, and I know they've got it cranked up.
They do,
because it'll do that. But I always run it on the absolute lowest setting. Like, I'm curious. I mean, just out of curiosity, just for my own self. Okay, so what?
I think it clicked off.
That's off. So what?
Ravine.
It was on a little bit stronger than I would normally do it. That right there is on its absolute lowest setting. You can have it on without it being off, and that's why I like to run it as, because I don't trust these things. But were there any other experiment ideas y'all would like to do tonight?
I just want the place to wake up tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Talk to us. Yell at us.
Mm-hmm.
There will be words that come through the Ovilus that are very common, like names like Pam or David, but yeah.
We would like to interact with Welma if she's here. We would like to see this Deacon fella. Oh, that was one of the things you said. Well, I guess we could. How long we've been running? Decent.
44.
Time? Okay, that's a decent podcast. Well, we can end it on this unless y'all have anything else. During that Estes session where you were in the casket. And Paul kept coming through. Now, I know I'd already told JLo this story, but I was refreshing the story in his mind on the way up here. It's tagged to the front of my Instagram page. The time me and Hagatina were here for our 3 nights, there's a moment, and I've told this before, but I'm standing in front of my camera. It's on a tripod, normal light, got my coffee mug, just talking shit. The light extends down the hallway upstairs towards the back of the building so far that it cuts off and there's just blackness because it doesn't reach that far. Huck and Tina are further back, either in the 50-50 room or the honeysuckle room that you spend the night in. They're in one of those 2 rooms to the front of the building towards the right, and they are setting some gear up, getting some stuff ready. And I'm asking questions, talking shit, and I hear a noise behind me, and I'm like, hey, is that y'all? And Huck's like, yeah, we're blah, 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 we're getting this, we're doing that. I'm like, all right, good. And I turn back around, I'm staring into the darkness, and I hear this deep male voice come out of the darkness. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I get up and go behind the camera, which is not like me, and I I'm like stunned because normally I'd run into the darkness chasing whatever that shit was, but that just didn't happen. And I didn't add this part, but I keep playing that back in my mind because I remember that footage. I never go down there in that whole entire session. That I go down there to see what that was.
Oh, okay.
And I look at that footage and I'm like, what was wrong with me? That's not
it just
how I
spooked you that
operate.
much.
And it never happens. I'm like, what the
fuck?
fuck?
Even doing the paranormal after all these years, there's still going to be times where you get scared by something.
I can't explain that because that is so out of character for me. But when I played it back with headphones, I hear clear as day, hey you, come here. While you were doing that SDC, while you were doing that session, and Paul kept coming through talking all kinds of shit. At one point, after you'd said Paul, I think the next thing you said was "come here."
Oh yeah.
No. You said "hey you."
Hey you.
And I was like, I put the brakes on. I was like something. I was like, hey, why don't you finish that? What's the rest of that?
Yeah.
Paul, was that you, Paul?
So
I was theorizing. That maybe Paul was the guy talking to me that day, or he knew of it, Because again, we don't know, there's no known history of a Paul here, You got all your cowboys, you got Deacon, you got, Slim, you got Paul. What?
John.
You got John. John is a character too. It's a more modern character associated with the place. But yeah, so I would like to interact with our boy Deacon,
Any of the ladies, the kids.
Oh yeah.
They just want to come out.
But again, didn't he say too that there's no concrete evidence that this was a brothel?
Oh.
So all the brothel stuff and
And that's why more and more over the years, I'd rather not know history. I'd rather just figure it out over a few investigations,
I really like to do it that way because, just because this place doesn't have a Paul associated with it doesn't mean we couldn't have Paul passing by. But again,
saloon next door, old saloon.
Oh, yeah, that building over there used to be a saloon. I don't know. I don't believe in ghosts in the traditional sense, but I'm not saying they don't exist. Paul came through multiple times. What does that mean? I have no idea. So we're going to see tonight if we can do some different things. We're going to do some music experiments also, and we're just going to keep throwing crazy shit at the wall and see what sticks.
No satanic Bible chants, though, this time.
Oh, but I do have the Necronomicon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just pictures. I can't read it. I can look at the pictures, though.
Shaggy can't read.
You want to do a spirit box session for this?
We can. We can't. We don't have one.
Do you have one on you?
Could.
I don't.
I didn't grab
okay.
it.
No.
Can you pause it and I can run and grab one, or y'all just keep talking?
Yeah, just go ahead and go get it.
Or you want me to grab it?
Oh, I'll get it. I know exactly where it is. I almost brought it, and I decided not to.
I didn't think that you could run that while this is going, but I guess it would still sound okay.
Hey, but motion sensor upstairs hasn't gone off one time. Now let's listen.
And it's gonna when you walk under it.
I want to see if it goes off when I walk under it. That is a bad motherfucker. What?
Alice.
Come with
again.
me, Alice. I got a job for you. Holy shit, dude. That's a bad motherfucker.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, I didn't hear it at all. Can a field of it go under the floor, I guess? I wouldn't think that would be possible, but even when you walked under it...
Yeah, I don't know what it has.
Unless it's something with a reverberation of you walking through.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. Alice, you've come up a few times on this Ovulus over the last day or two. Who are you? Could you say on this device? Are you a woman, a girl, man?
Ring the bell.
That is nuts.
We couldn't hear it.
Oh yeah, it went off every time we went underneath it. That's got Chad tripping. He's like, "What? There's no way. How does that work?" He wants to know.
Well, it's like going through the floor then.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every single time.
There's a vibration sensor or something.
That's what I was wondering too.
Well, he was saying if it's going through the floor, it's like that.
Oh, no.
No. It's like that could be using microwaves or something like that. I know from the description it wasn't a standard motion sensor. And when I bought it from Pairacast for $60, got it. I bought it at the same time I got that frequency generator. I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand what was happening because I would turn it on and I'd leave the room. And it'd keep going off. It wouldn't stop. And I'm like, what? It's broke. What is it? I messaged the guy. I'm like, man, dude, this thing's messed up. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. He said I'd have to send it back. And I was like, I didn't want to mess with it. So I put it in the drawer and forgot about it for years.
I think I had cases like that. And you just throw it in there.
I got it out and said, you know what? I know what it was. I was like, damn it, I can't believe this thing never worked right. And I was like, you know what? Let me watch a YouTube video and see. And it explained that it's hyper super sensitive. You got to set it and then you walk away from it, get further away from it. And when I did, it was fine. And I'm like, damn it. Well, that's not it. That's the ghost box.
Yeah.
But it's
You know, this is the one that we were talking about that he fixed. Now, this is the one that doesn't scan straight across. It jumps around. So I want to see.
So is it going to get down?
It's going to get down. I hope it does. Okay.
It almost sounds like what do you call it? What were they called? Frank's box or something?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of. The old
Something
school
like
ones.
that. So, is there anybody here with us? Can we speak to Wilma?
Or Paul?
Oh, yeah. Do you hear Paul? What about Deacon?
Or Alice?
Yeah, you just got Alice. Is there anybody there? See, I've had times where it was like this, where you don't hear nothing.
That's why sometimes I almost like equipment that doesn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you want it to do something, but it doesn't. Because then when it does, it's like, oh shit.
Right. So it's not spitting out anything. So if and when it does, that's like super interesting. And that's what I liked about this box. It didn't constantly say stuff all the time. But you know, you got to deal with this annoying thing until it does. But I love
Paranormal
this.
investigation takes a lot of patience.
It really does. All right, come on. Someone talk to us.
Or you want to hit the bell? Fart? Could you say one of our names?
Thought I heard a whisper in there somewhere. Is there anything you can tell us?
It sounded like it tried for a second too.
Yeah. I'm not hearing nothing. And that's how it be sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna shut this off in a second if you can't tell me something.
Give me a name.
Yeah, see? There was something there. I couldn't
It's trying.
make it out. Yeah. Were there actually prostitutes in this building? Was one of them named Summer?
Is that a volume in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like no control over scan rate.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
You almost said something. Can you try a little harder? Well, if you can't talk to us through this device, can you set one of these other devices off on the table? We got the Paralight. We got Dead Bell. Anything? Almost heard. It almost sounds like a female voice trying to come through. Alright, well, we're not able to hear or understand you. Do we need to go to another room? Alright, I'm going to shut it off. Goodbye. I don't know.
Poop.
That's how it be sometimes. I've actually had sessions like it with this device. Certain places, it produced nothing.
Yeah.
Take it other places, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
So instead of following the radio stations forward or reverse linear, it jumps.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it was described to me. That's the way it sounds. That's what it sounds like it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not sound
I kind of
like
like the sound.
Yeah.
Compared to the usual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of prefer the other one.
Yeah. You're used to it.
Yeah. Because you know what the sound's going to be. You know.
Yeah.
Huck didn't like this one either.
That one's just all over the
But it kind of reminds me of like the old school like Radio Shack, Frank Box thing. It's just said coffin.
America
It said
on,
coffin?
Yeah.
It's going to be like America Online.
Yeah, it does.
That's interesting.
And is it the coffin in the next room? Or maybe a couple
The
rooms?
coffin is the next room.
Yeah.
It's the one right next to us. Now, I just asked, did you want us to go to another room?
Yeah, true.
And it says coffin. Do we need to go to the coffin? Ding the bell right now. Just never does it on command, hardly ever. That's why that motion sensor went off like it did.
Yeah.
He said he found he's got the footage, dude. I'm gonna have to go look at that. All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap this up and get tonight's festivities started. Thanks once again for listening to us here at the Pairacast for our first our first actual podcast inside of a haunted location. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Later.
Majors.